stupid, dumb coming out the gate. Used to ride Dodger jumping out the Wraith. We all eating, that's a lot of place.
Yeah. For some reason, my camera.
We all eating, that's a lot of place.
I'll try to come in on my phone.
We all eating, that's a lot of.
Brief second. But go ahead, drop some fire emojis in the group. Let the family know we are live. We're about to begin in the next 1 minute or so. Next 1 minute or so. Let's get it. Blow those chats up. Get those teams on here.
You think this a game? You think we don't trade? It's simple as copy, paste, profit, and you can get paid. The markets don't sleep,
Absolutely.
So neither should you.
Let's get it.
Just caught the perfect entry, my phone in the blue, yeah. You think this a game? You think we don't trade? It's simple as copy, paste, profit, and you can get paid. The markets don't sleep, so neither should you. Just caught the perfect entry, my phone in the blue, yeah. Sleep is for the rich, I can finally get some rest. Yeah, I did it for the gang. Trey House diamonds on my neck. Yeah, 250 loading, 750 on the way. Hopped on Meta, Trader 4, trying to make 750 in a day. Made my profits for the week. Now it's time to spread the word. All my packages elite. Help you earn while you learn. Yeah, the market's going up. I'm just waiting on my return. My phone became an ATM, so my calls on do not disturb. Hop in the trade, then I run it up. If it pull back, then I double up. My team know to play like a huddle up. Take the right vehicle, buckle up. You think this a game? You think we don't trade? It's simple as copy, paste, profit, and you can get paid. The markets don't sleep, so neither should you. Just caught the perfect entry, my phone in the blue, yeah. You think this a game? You think we don't trade? It's simple as copy, paste, profit, and you can get paid. The markets don't sleep, so neither should you. Just caught the perfect entry, my phone in the blue, yeah. When the head draw back, I never fall back. When that pay Q hit, I'm making it all back. You missing money, you ain't hopped on the call yet. Keep the team on my mind like a ball cap. Run it up, we gon' run it up. Bonus week, bank account get double stuff. It's getting harder for them to get close to us until they see us pulling up in Lambo trucks. And we zooming, webinars to be packed, we booming. Guapanese, the language I speak fluent. It's hard to understand how they still clueless. Not joining us is just probably foolish. Don't really care about them trade house rumors. All the lives we impact influence. I gotta show and prove it. Y'all been seeing what the hell I've been doing. You think we don't trade?
All right, family, let's go ahead and get this thing started. As I said, hopefully you guys are feeling amazing today. Again, I'm having a little bit of camera issues, so bear with me. Today on this leadership call, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up off of what we've been talking about for the last few weeks now, right, family? More importantly, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips and tricks that you're gonna be able to use and utilize as a leader. But real quick, drop some 111s in the chat if you can hear me okay. Drop some 111s in the chat if you can hear me all right. See this. Let's get it. Perfect. All right, so I want you guys to grab your pens, piece of paper, everything that you need. This will be recorded. So for those who are watching this, I appreciate you taking the time out to view this training. This training is going to really help you be a more effective leader and a more productive leader overall. This is going to honestly help you really progress in the skill set that you're learning now. So what we're going to talk about today is the 9 most important keys to become more productive, right? And to becoming more effective. So the 9 most important keys to becoming more productive and more effective, right? So we're going to spend some time. It's not going to take us, a few hours or hours. It's going to probably be about a 30 to 45-minute session or so. So again, I'm super grateful for every one of you guys being on this call. And let's just kind of kick this thing right off, right? So the very first step of being productive and being more effective, right, is the first thing you have to understand is you're developing new skills. And these new skills that you're developing is going to take time. Okay. It's going to take time for you, no matter if you're a natural or not, right? Understanding that me as a coach and a business partner on your behalf, right? I'm just here to help you accelerate the learning curve, right? I'm here helping you, helping you capture the information that's needed to take you to the next step and take you to the next level, I should say. So real quick, before we even drop any further, everybody open up Telegram and drop some fire. Drop some fire on Telegram. Tell everybody they should be on this call. Let them know. And then we're going to keep going, right? Because I'm going to drop some information tonight that everybody should be tuned into. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. I really appreciate y'all so much. Let's get it. Let's get it. So as I said, the skills that we're talking about tonight and the information that I provide for you is to really just help accelerate your learning curve, right? As I said, I don't give you instructions. This is not lessons. This is just to help you understand, and not only understand but overstand the information that can basically change your life, right? So one thing that I understand about these being more productive and effective is this is a conscious decision. This is like as conscious as, you turning your car into a mobile classroom. Like understanding that when I'm even driving down the street, I'm going through some sort of personal development. It's that real. It's that real for me, right? It's got to be that real for you. Right? I want you to write this last thing down, and it's the 5 M's. Okay, this is what the 5 M's mean. More meetings means more money. Okay, the 5 M's. So what is a meeting? So a meeting is something that you're on like this, right? Even a replay. A meeting is getting onto a live, getting onto an HFX session on Wednesday night, on Thursday night, right? These different meetings that you go to, you want to be sure to be even plugging people in. So getting prospects plugged into those meetings, because more meetings means more money, right? And the reason we talk about, personal development, and, I had a conversation with one of my leaders actually about an hour or so ago, and we talk about like, the emotional intelligence that it takes to pretty much guard your mind against negative, people and self-talk, right? All of this stuff that we're learning here is not just about becoming a good trader or becoming just a good leader. It's actually you becoming a great person, a good individual, right? So you have to learn to guard your mind against negative self-talk and individuals, right? We only give positive feedback as a leader. We don't want to avoid criticism. I'm going to say that again. You want to avoid criticism. You want to avoid criticizing even a person on your team, right? You want to avoid that. You want to be a person of increase, right? You want to be pouring into people. So when I say that, avoid criticism, you can't do that on behalf of other people, but you can do it on your own behalf, right? This is why I always tell you guys, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? It's that champion's mindset. It's that mindset that allows you to know that the time will never be, just right. So therefore, I got to start doing what I want to do tomorrow, today, right? So that's even if it's the materialistic stuff. How you do anything is how you do everything, family, right? You don't want to be the king, you want to be the king maker. So when we get on these calls, I'm helping you guys, become king makers. I'm helping you understand that in order to be the king maker, you have to have humility, right? You have to be willing to give the credit away. You got to be willing to, get good at making other people's beliefs go up. So you want to learn to help other people grow and flourish, right? Because you're becoming a king maker, not just a king. Okay. So you got to speak belief into people's lives and understanding that everything you do in your life, you have to do it at a level 10, because how you do anything is how you're going to do everything, right? So becoming a king maker and a good leader, you got to understand these principles and these concepts that, we're talking about right now. You got to understand that it's going to help you really develop and become a better version of yourself overall. Okay. So when I'm looking at all of the different, stages and progress that you've had and went through, I can break it down in a way that it'll rationalize itself for you. For instance, stage 1, you learn how to pretty much open up a prospect or talk to a prospect. You learn how to, discover hot buttons. You learn the form. You learn how to create a plan, right? You learned all of those things in the beginning of that, of just this leadership development, right? Then stage 2, you're learning how to present. So you learn how to share with the prospect what I am is, right? You're learning to answer those questions. Is it real? Can they do it? What's in it for them? Right? So understanding that we have a system, okay? And the system and results is the superstar, okay? You got to understand the system and the results is the superstar. So yes, we're developing kings or superstars, but it's because of the system that we're applying and the results that we're getting in regards to that system, right? So when we're showing these different, going through these different stages, I should say, is real cool when you're able to really realize, where you are. And some of you guys are at stage 4. And at this stage, or stage 3, I'm sorry. And at this stage, this is when you're overcoming the main objections, the 4 main objections. You're overcoming these main 4 objections within yourself and with the other people that you're dealing with, right? I'm gonna say that again. You're overcoming these objections because in the beginning, most people don't understand, what they don't know, right? So what are the 4 reasons that people don't join your business? And these are the 4 objections. I want you to write this down. The first reason being is they don't understand. So don't understand. Reason 2 being is they don't believe it, right? Reason 3 being they don't have the time. And reason 4 being they don't have the money. So I'm going to help you understand how to get a person to pretty much say yes, right? How to get a person to understand that they need this and that this is something that can help change their life, right? So let's first talk about those. Let's talk about you as in stage 3 as a presenter now, right? You in stage 3 as a presenter, you got to learn that I'm going to properly edify you now. I'm going to give you the credit and show people that I believe 100% in you. Okay. That's how it is at stage 3 as a presenter, right? As a person of now who has somewhat influence. And best believe the prospect that I'm talking to on your behalf or our behalf, however you look at it, I 100% believe that they're getting started. Is no doubt in my mind. And I'm going to teach you guys some tricks today that's going to help you close a lot easier, right? You got one chance to make a first impression. So that's one thing I want you to understand. It comes down to eye contact, smile, just that gentle touch to build trust, right? And you got to always look good. Like it's just because it's important. Like I say, that first impression. Okay. Now, the second thing to understand in our business, you have to edify by putting the person you're edifying up on a pedestal. So when I'm talking about, you know, you individuals as leaders, I'm putting you up on a pedestal because I understand the first impression is important, right? How I see you and and what I tell a person that doesn't know you about you is how they're going to perceive you or see you as well, right? So you have to edify that way. It's a successful opening. So successfully opening up your prospect, like what that means is people don't really care what you know until they know how much you care. Like I always say that. And most people don't understand why I didn't just come into the game teaching and training, right? When I know this like the back of my hand. Because of that concept, you got to understand until they know how much you care, it doesn't matter what you know. Okay. You got to, we're trying to develop leaders and change lives. Now, once that starts to happen, it's easier for a person like myself to do the next thing that's relevant, right? Now, remember remember to understand that when we're talking to these individuals, we're kind of gathering information, as I say, as I always tell you guys, right? So we're trying to understand, you know, their occupation, their recreation, um, even their money matters, family, like we're learning about them, right? Remember that even when you're in front of somebody though, it's more important to remember your body never lies. So you got to learn to be confident, lean forward, right? And be active. When a person you have at a prospect, let's say you brought a prospect to an event or you're sitting down having coffee with a prospect, you got to be confident in the information that you're sharing. Be active in the presentation, be active in their responses to the presentation as well, right? You got to help people catch the energy. Like you got to help them be engaged, right? You have to get them to understand that in their subconscious mind that they can do it. This information you're showing them and providing to them can change their life and they can do it. Okay? So you have to relate to people. Okay? You want to meet people where they're at. So open them up to something different. Get someone to, you know, say yes. So what I mean by that is there's a study, right? I hope y'all write this down. I want you to remember this. There's a study that says if you can get a person to say yes 6 times in a row, on the 7th time you ask for the sale, it'll be a yes. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're putting them in yes mode. Okay? So how you put a person in yes mode is you kind of get them to agree with you. This is why you gather information. So for instance, let's just say, let's say I'm talking to a prospect. I'm gonna ask them, okay, so this information, does it make sense so far? Yes. Okay. Now, do you see the benefits that, you know, could possibly change your life? Right? Yes. Do you see all of the connections and networking that, you know, you can do on behalf of just being in this industry? Yes. Do you see all the benefits? Blah, blah, blah. But you can do it in another way. Let me give you one more example because I don't want you to just be static about it. You can do it in a way of, okay, currently the things that you're doing right now, they're not allowing you to do what you want to do, right? And they're going to tell you, yeah, okay, perfect. You want to, I know you're an individual that you want the finer things in life, don't you? They're going to tell you what? Yes. Okay, cool. I understand that you see what you're painting a vision or a picture for an individual, but what you want to get good at is getting them to concur. No more open-ended questions or answers. You're getting people to engage, okay? So this information is helping you to understand why you're getting a person to engage. You want them to be saying yes. You're putting them in yes mode, okay? Because when you get that individual in yes mode, by the time that 7th question rolls around and it's in regards to that sale, they're going to be ready, okay? they're going to tell you yes. That doesn't mean that you may not get one of those 4 objections, but I'm going to teach you how to even overturn that 4 objection, one of those objections out of the 4, I should say, right? But the thing to understand in this case is you're putting that person in yes mode. So you want to ask questions to get them to say yes 6 times and ask for the sale on the 7th time. So this is a trick, right? So what you're doing though is you're painting a vision. Our words create our world, right? That's why the word they creates our world. So understanding that you're painting that vision and you're creating that world for them that allows them to relate and understand that they can too do exactly what it is you're asking. Now, again, this is a key factor that you have to take in mind. You cannot, if a person is making $24 an hour or $2,200 every 2 weeks, you can't talk about $100,000 a month with them right away. It's not going to seem tangible. Okay, you got to put it in a way that they can relate, that they can understand. Then you put them in yes mode. Okay, so understand that. Don't put them in just dream mode and vision mode, because you already do that in the beginning with the belief building concept. Now you're trying to snap them into yes mode. So you have to make everything practical in a way that they can relate to. So if is $5,000 a month something that people can do? Yes. $2,000 a month? Yes. They can see themselves doing that right away, right? They can see that being done for themselves right away. They can see themselves, using this as a vehicle to replace their income. Right? Drop some 7-7s in the chat if you're keeping up, you understand it, and it's making sense. Drop me some gems on y'all, right? So what I want to talk about now is to understand these steps on how you're going to become more effective now using these steps, because that's the whole point of this call, is becoming effective, right? So understanding is the first part of influence. You guys spent, a lot of time now generally understanding, but that's the first part of influence, right? Identification is everything. So once you identify, right, that there is let's say there is a problem that needs to be solved, there is just in that regards. Once you identify what needs to be done, is your job to get it done, right? So when we're looking at individuals who are new and we're on a call with them, we're identifying their issues or the problems that they are having in their life, right? And what we're doing is we're opening them up to something different now. I want you to understand that decision making is 20% logical and 80% emotional. Write that down. Right? 20% logical and 80% emotional. Now, let me tell you, just so you can understand, I'm going to put it in a way that it's going to make sense. The human mouth is the nastiest part of the body. I'm sorry, it sounds crazy, but it's true. Or the dirtiest part, whatever you want to call it, right? But what do we do to show affection and love? We generally give our significant other a kiss, right? We do these different things, like knowing that this is one of the, not so cleanest parts of the body, right? We still do that. We make these emotional decisions a lot. We make them when we trade. We make them when we even just do just what we're talking about here, right? So in that regards, I want you to understand that 80% of people say yes to whatever it is you're talking about, or, pitching, or whatever the case may be, because of the emotional connection that occurred during that conversation. Not necessarily a logical one, right? We're going to dig deeper in just a second, right? So what we're doing when we're getting them in the yes mode, we're asking them questions as, like I said, does it make sense? They're going to say yes. Are you following? Yes. Can you see yourself doing this? Yes. Right? So you're getting them in yes mode, because every individual that you come in contact with, just picture their mind as a radio, right? And the station that they're on every single day is WIIFM. And what that means is, what's in it for me? Okay, that's all they want to know. What's in it for me? So when we're putting them in yes mode, we're getting them to understand that this information can change their life. Okay. So in all reality, we're trying to remove all objections in this presentation. We want to remove all reasons as to why they're going to say no. Okay. So when I'm doing a presentation for a person, and I'm not only trying to, get them to join my team, but I'm trying to educate them, entertain them, and also inspire them. That's what a good presentation is. You educate, entertain, and inspire during that presentation. Sometimes you got to make fun of yourself before the prospect does, right? Like you gotta promote for the next call. You gotta promote for the next event. You gotta promote for the next HFX Money in Minutes. Like these things that we're doing on these calls, right? This all creates a good presentation. This all creates a good presentation. A presentation is not me telling you I made X, Y, and Z. I make this much. I do this much. I do blah. People don't care what you have. Because as I said, what that mind is a radio station. Everybody is at WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's all they want to know. So when we're talking about the 4 reasons that people don't join your business, again, they don't understand, they don't believe it, they don't have time, they don't have the money, right? But there's also something called FOMO, fear of missing out or missing an opportunity, right? People have that FOMO. People do more out of fear of loss, right? Than anything. You always want to join the band when it's forming, not when they plan sold out concerts, right? So understand that most people, they have that fear of missing out mentality as well when you do a good presentation. So how can you become a more effective closer? Is you build that confidence in yourself through calls like this, through trainings like this. You create urgency with your prospect, with your leaders, right? You create that fear of loss with the prospect, even with the leaders. And you got to be ready to enroll the newest person on the drop of a dime, right? You want to always expect that that person that you're talking to is getting started. Understand that. You learn how to find a hot button. You learn how to cast that vision into that individual so they can see the highest form of themselves, right? So are you asking a closing question and then just being quiet? Or are you asking a closing question and you're continuing to talk and talk yourself right out the sale, out the close? A closing question is simple as, hey, let's go ahead and get you started, right? Like you're helping people make a decision that's going to better their lives. So let's talk about rejection now. How do you, let's say you get one of those first, because I said I'm going to give you the answer, the secret sauce, right? Let's say you get one of those 4 reasons as to why people don't join your business. Let's say one of those 4 occurred. They tell you, I don't have the money right now. Okay. They tell you, I don't have the time right now. Okay. They tell you, I don't believe it. All right. Or they tell you they don't understand, right? Let me tell you, the answer to rejection is feel, felt, found. Write that down. Feel, felt, found. This is what feel, felt, found is. When they tell you no, this is what you're going to tell them. I feel where you're coming from. I was in your position and I felt the same exact way as you do right now before I got started. But this is what I found out when I started. I was able to make more money in less time or something like that. But you see how I used feel, felt, and found to connect. Because remember, 80% of the decision making is going to be what? Emotional. Feel, felt, and found. So again, the answer to all rejection is feel, felt, and found. You tell a person, I feel where you are coming from. When I was approached with this information, I felt the same way you do. But once I got started and I was able to make money in less time, everything changed for me. Something in that regards, right? Remember, feel, felt, found. They're still sitting. They want in, right? They're still listening. They want in. So you keep on closing, right? People will be afraid to not join you if they believe you know where you're going, right? Some people close to live, others live to close. So if you don't get the close, leave them happy and continue to follow up though, okay? So you got to understand that people are going to follow a person who they know knows where they're going. Because again, people want to join the band while it's forming, not when they're selling out arenas. They know it's too late, right? Because now the level of influence is different. So family, I want to end that off with this tonight. Hopefully you guys got some great notes. Go ahead, drop some fire in the group. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this recording later on today.